Hey everybody, this is Lisa. Here we are. We're doing park bench block 2. Before you cut, please, before you cut, take a look at all 4 of these fabrics up here. So your 2 medium dark grays and your 2 greens. You see how you have a dotted line going here? You are going to cut a 4.5 inch piece off the end. So when I say off the end, I mean you have your fat 1/8 of fabric. Let's trim this side up so that we're straight, because it's kind of important that that be straight. Okay, so before you cut your 4.5 inch width of fabric strip, you're gonna cut a 4.5 inch piece off the end. Like so. Then you're gonna come in and take a 4.5 inch strip off of the top. I'm gonna straighten that up because it's a little wonky. So I straightened that up, and now I'm going to take a 4.5 inch strip . Okay, so I have got this 4.5 inch strip and this 4.5 inch that I took off the side. I have that much, and that's to cut my triangles with. And then on this bottom part, we're gonna cut our other pieces. So we're gonna, and that should be less. It's about the same actually. Well, anyway, we're gonna cut our half triangles out of this remaining piece. So let's just do this one. Okay. So we're going to cut triangles, and on our triangles we can use our hex and more to do that with. And we're going to cut onto the 4.5 inch edge there. So this is the short piece that I cut off the side. And you should be able to see, excuse me, you should be able to see that my point is off on the top here. So I'm going to cut that. Excuse me. And then I'm going to turn this around and do that this way. Okay, then I take my strip and I'm going to cut 4 more across my strip. Reversing. So, excuse me, I'm going to get a drink. Sorry about that tickle. Okay. Oops. Cut the whole piece off. All right. Then I'm going to reverse. And reverse. And then I'm going to get my fourth one, so you should have a total of 6 of those triangles. Okay. All right. I am going to do the, what is this? Extras. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the 2 darkest grays, and I will be right back. Okay, so we have our half rectangles we have to cut. That's these guys right here and these guys right here. Now, this says left and right. If you were using print fabric, you would have to choose to cut the left and the right side with the ruler. We're using batiks for this particular block of the month. We don't have to do that, so we're going to cut all the same. I'm cutting actually through all 4 layers of fabric at once. I'm just going to cut all mine at once. It doesn't matter which way because it's batiks. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to do before you ever get started is you're going to notice right here, see there's a dotted line right there? So this leftover strip that we have from down there, we are going to cut 3 4.5 inch rectangles. So we're going to go like so. And then once you have your rectangles, excuse me, now we're going to take our actually I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to clean up that side so that that's straight. So we've got our super sidekick, and you're going to notice it has the half rectangles right there to the 4.5. So I am just going to put that right on that 4.5 inch line. So I cut this 4.5 inches long. I'm going to go like that. Here, and then I'm gonna go like, how am I gonna do this? There. Can't get a hold of it. Then I'm gonna go like this on the other side. I've got more of them on this other side here, so I'm gonna go on the other side. That needs to be cleaned up again on the bottom. I'm going to clean that up one more time so that we're all the same width. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this other side on here at the 4.5 inch mark, just like I just did on the other side. So, and then it should be identical, which it is. All right, so let's do that again. This is my 4.5 inch side. We're gonna do, I'm clean on this side. So, and then I'm going to take my excuse me, jeez. Then I'm going to take my other side. I'm going to lay that right on there. And cut that. And I got one more to go. Whoops. That one was in pretty good shape. I didn't have to clean up the edges of that one. Okay. And again, it doesn't matter which way I cut them because they're all going to be the same because it's batik. All right. So we have those done. That's all of this. We just did all of that. Now we're going to do this, and that is on your two lighter color grays. If your kit is missing a gray, get in touch with us. We think we sent them out to everybody. They were missed in the kit. We think we got them out to everybody, but we're not positive. So if you do not have your fourth gray, give us a holler. We've got them. Okay, I'm going to clean up the edge of this real quick so I have a nice straight edge. And I'm doing both of my fabrics at the same time because I typically do. Okay, we're cutting another 4.5 inch strip. Like so. You'll have a little bit of fabric left over. You might want to hold on to that for later blocks. Okay. And now we need 3 diamonds out of each of these. I got both of them stacked together, so I need 3 diamonds out of each of these, and your diamonds are going to be off of your Super Sidekick. We're cutting the 4.5 inch diamonds, which means we're going to line that up on the 4.5 inch line and make sure that my other point goes all the way out to the point of my fabric. And on this very first cut, you're going to have to flip it. How am I going to do this? Flip it, flip it, flip it. Good. That was this way. I need to do it this way. I need to do it this way. So flip it over so you can get your diamond nestled in here, and then cut this other side off. You only have to do that on the first cut. And then we're going to do 2 more of those. And you can see now that I'm already cut on that side because that's where I cut before. Okay, like so. And let's go sew these together. Okay, so we're going to make this block. So this is one of them. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lay everything out so you have all of your pieces together. All right, then easiest way I found to do this so you don't get confused with your pieces is these pieces right here all get sewn in the exact same orientation, so that, like for this example, the dark goes on the right, the light goes on the left for both sides. So if you take all of those pieces and you line them all up exactly the same and you sew them all exactly the same, then when you twist it and put them together, they'll reverse and they'll all be right. So I've got mine all stacked together. Let's see here. Okay, now we're back and we are going to put that side on. I only have one side remaining, so I don't have to line them all up, but let me go get those sewn on. And then we'll press that seam open. And then we have to sew the diamonds. Oops, my seam pressed open there. All right, that's the one triangle. I will be right back with the next one. Okay, so now we've got the diamonds, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with the pieced ones. So I have my fabrics all lined up on the side that I'm going to sew for all three of them, so that I don't get one on the wrong side, because that'll blow the whole block if you do that. Okay, so now I'm going to do these three. Like so. Okay. Let me go press this open. Alright, so now I have that, and I need to put the other one on the other side, so I'm going to do that. Boy, these go together fast. Really, really fast. Okay, let me go press those. Be right back. Now I have my two different wedges, and I need to sew these together in two sets of three. So let's go ahead and get that done, and I'm going to match up this side seam, which as usual I can do because my seams are open. So now I have 2 of those. And I have to put this on the other side to make my 2 halves. Lining up. Ooh. There. Oh, come on. There. Okay. All right, let me go press those and we'll put our 2 halves together and this block is done. All right, we've got our 2 halves. We're going to put our 2 halves together and that finishes this block. So, you get those seams lined up. Have a big seam right in that center, pretty thick intersection. Okay. Get that one pressed and okay, all pressed and ready to go, and there we go. That is that block. We are done with that one. Let me get this out of this holder.